Hello, good morning. My name is Zaid and I'll be taking you through the MATLAB Octave course. Sorry for being late, but I had some doubts, or you may say some of the viewers registered a problem that they were not having a clear audio. So me and my team basically were trying to bring some solution to it. So we have found some solution, and from now onwards we'll be putting regular videos on error code. So before starting of today's video, I'll be really happy if you take some time and like this video and subscribe to our channel. So let's get started. So now we'll be uh, having a look into the mathematics of matrix multiplication. So this is few of the steps that one must follow before carrying out a matrix multiplication in MATLAB or Octave. So you'll be having an expression like C is equal to A into B, where A and B would be known, while the C would be C would be an output of A multiplied by B. So before carrying out a matrix multiplication, one must follow these four steps. First, one must check the dimensions of matrix A. Second, checking the dimension of matrix B. Then one must ensure that the number of columns in A is equal to the number of rows in B. If the third rule is not satisfied, then the matrix multiplication is not possible, and you would see in a couple of minutes what would be the output if the rule number 3 is not followed. So for example, let us take a matrix A and B. So we'll create a matrix A which is equal to, let's have a look, what is matrix A. It's 170 minus 231, 170 minus 231, and the third row is minus 1, minus 1, 1 and 0. So yes, we'll cross check once again so that there's no problem in it. 170 minus 231 and minus 1, 1, 0. Okay, yes. So matrix A is formed. So briefly I'll tell all of my viewers how a matrix is formed. So all the elements of a row is written down in a single line or without any colon or semicolon, while the elements of the next row can be entered by putting a semicolon and then entering all the elements, and all the rows are entered like that. Now I'll be suppressing the echo by entering the semicolon, pressing enter. You'll see that A matrix is formed and the size of A is 3 into 3. So you can see it from the workspace. And now we'll be creating matrix B. Then the matrix B in our case is minus 1, 2, okay, I'm sorry, 1, 2 and 3. Oh, 1, minus 2 and 3. So the B matrix is formed. So you would see that the dimension of A is 3 cross 3, that is 3 rows and 3 columns, and the dimension of matrix B is 3 into 1, that is 3 rows and 1 column. So you see that the number of column of matrix A, that is 3 columns of matrix A, and you have 3 rows of matrix B. So our third rule is fulfilled, and you would see C is equal to A into B, and pressing enter you would see that a matrix of 3 into 1 dimension is formed and it is named as C. So let's create another matrix that violates the third rule, as we saw in the notes. So 1, 2. So you would see that the size of matrix A is 3 into 3, so you have 3 rows and 3 matrix, and for D you have 3 rows and 1 column. So as in the rule 3, we must ensure that the number of elements, the number of columns of A, that is 3, should be equal to the number of rows of the second, and the number of rows in the second matrix D is 2, and hence the third rule is violated. And when you do the matrix multiplication, you would get an error, and that is non-conformant arguments, and that would mean the number of column of A does not match the second matrix. So this is all about matrix multiplication. There would be numerous cases where you would be applying matrix multiplication. So an important thing to note and to know here is the transverse of a matrix, and transverse of a matrix is if we have a matrix B, a matrix like for an example matrix A that is of this form, and you want a transverse of it, so you do A and then an apostrophe and hitting enter. You see this is the transverse of a row, transverse of a matrix, sorry. So what is a transverse? A transverse is all the elements of row changes to the elements of column. So you see in the first row of the original A we had 1 7 and 0, while in the second A apostrophe, that is A inverse, we see that 1 7 0 were in the row in the previous thing, but now they are 170 in the column, first column. Similarly, all three rows would be changed to all three columns. This is all about the inverse and matrix multiplication that you should know. So now we would be learning about matrix division, and that is the most important part, why we use matrices instead of any other form of uh, structure to solve any equation in matrices. In MATLAB, I'm sorry, MATLAB is a very important and a very powerful platform to solve any equations due to its uh, feature to easily manipulate through matrices. So we'll be learning about the mathematics behind matrix division. So you'll be having an equation of form AX equal to B. So what is AX equal to B? A would be a matrix that would be known, and B would be a matrix that would be also known, and X would be something that you would be needing to find. So in a basic equation, you would be having 2x equal to 6, and you know that x equal to 3. It's the same kind of thing, but where the number before x is a matrix and the number after equal to is a matrix. So you'll be pre-multiplying both the side of equations as in here by A inverse. So what is A inverse? So A inverse is basically the transpose of A divided by the modulus of A. And I would be teaching you what inverse of matrices is in the next video, but for now you must have a look into a mathematics textbook and see what an inverse is to get a better understanding. So generally A inverse A would be equal to I, where I is an identity matrix. So we'll be having A equal to A inverse into B. So I'm sorry, we'll be having A inverse into A inverse into A inverse into B. So yeah, now it's okay. A inverse into B. So what you do in MATLAB is you have two ways to calculate division operation. You either put A into left hand division B, and uh, PINV A into B, where PINV is pseudo inverse. We generally use, and I prefer to use pseudo inverse, because we never know whether A is a singular matrix or no. To make you acquainted with what a singular matrix is, a singular matrix is a matrix which has its delta, that is modulus, equal to 0. So if that's the case, then the first method I showed would fall incorrect and won't give you the right result, while we use the second method to maintain the universality of use of division. So let's get into the MATLAB and see how we will be doing. So A equal to, we already had the A matrix made in MATLAB, so we would have A of this value, and we'll be having B that we already made, and that is equal to this thing. So you can type it on your own in your PC and system and see. If there's any problem, you can just mail us at the Gmail address I have mentioned in the description below. So in hitting enter, you will see that A and B are formed, and as I showed, we would be having a form of ax equal to b, and you would be having to solve what is x. So we would be using x equal to a left hand division b and hitting enter. You would see that a left hand division b gives minus 2.5, 0.5 and minus 8.5 as a uh, matrix of dimension 3 into 1. You can also calculate the division as I showed using PINV, and using PINV you'll be having PINV of A into B, and you'll be yielding the same results. So this is about the matrix division. In the next video of this MATLAB Octave series, I will be presenting you some of very important applications of division and multiplication of matrices, and also I'll be presenting you some of the examples which would help you to get a better understanding into how to use matrix division and multiplication, because they are the most oftenly used operations while you solve all engineering and equations and all kinds of equation in your MATLAB and Octave. So this much for this video, and we'll be meeting in the next video. Till then, take care and keep learning, and don't forget to like our video, share our video, and subscribe to our channel for more interesting updates. Thank you.